Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to a guide on installing device drivers by me, Mantis Regis. There are three types of device drivers we're going to install today. They're network drivers that allow you to use your LAN card if you have one on a motherboard, and also be able to use LAN cables and the network cables like Ethernet. Sound drivers allow audio input and output, like for a microphone and out for a headset. And graphics drivers that, well, without you wouldn't be able to see a screen. So without these, yeah, those are pretty important. Okay. And first thing, before you install drivers, you want to make sure you know what you need. Now, I currently have all drivers that I need for the basic running of my PC, but what I do not have is the graphics driver for this motherboard, as I have a dedicated card. I will be showing you how to install drivers for both dedicated and onboard. So look forward to that, yes. But sound and network, even though I have these installed, and it's almost like necessary to have these installed if you want to do it this way. The best way to install drivers without the internet is use this method on another computer to download the drivers. So have a folder for them, download them in here, and then bring them over on a USB in some form. Although the majority of devices, at least motherboards, if they're pre-built, would have their drivers already installed, at least for their network, so you're able to get everything else yourself. Okay, first things first. You want to know the model number of your motherboard. The way you do this is if you have purchased a motherboard separately and you've built your computer with it, look at the box of that. You should know the number of it if you've bought it. If it's a already pre-built system, there should be a sticker on there with a model number. Yeah, the model number is a build of your motherboard, and you need the correct one to install the drivers, or this method will not work. Do not Google network driver, sound driver, or graphics driver and download an executable file, as this puts you at large risk to viruses. Okay, the first things first is once you have that model number, you want to go into your search engine like Google, Bing, anything like that, and just look at your model number. Here, this is mine. This is just a brand name. This part isn't really important, but the rest of it is important. So, first thing that come up, this is my motherboard. You can look through the specifications and make sure this is the correct one that you have in your system. And you click on service. At least this is for MSI motherboards. It's a very similar system for other motherboards such as Asus, but this is yeah. So the first time you do this, it actually asks you to input your operating system. It didn't ask me this time because I've already done it. Make sure you understand what operating system you're running and you know what version it is. So if you don't know that, you would open up your start menu, go into computer, and then hit properties. If you hit properties, this over here is your exact operating system here. So mine is a Windows 7 Ultimate, and then it tells you your system type, the 64-bit. This is very important as well. Okay, once you have that done, we need to download three types of drivers. So you would click driver here, not the BIOS. Whilst we're here, don't install a new BIOS because it is extremely dangerous. Drivers, however, are not dangerous to install. There we go, it has asked me for my operating system again. But yes, do not install a new BIOS. Although that is not what this guide is about. Okay, here we go. I've got a Windows 64 operating system. And you just want to search for the name that sort of meets what you want. Make sure in the requirements that your operating system is listed. Mine are both here, and look at the version number. So this seems to be a slightly newer version, but this only supports a certain type of processor. So I would currently use this. This is the one driver I don't have for this machine because I am using a dedicated card. It's slow right now, but yes, you would hit download. I still need to download the onboard audio. You'll see a download here. And also the LAN driver. Now there are usually two types of network drivers, network controllers. There's the LAN and then there's the LAN card drivers. The LAN drivers allow you to access the internet via use of the Ethernet cable. LAN cards are wireless. My motherboard does not support a LAN card, it does not have one, so therefore I cannot wirelessly connect to any network unless I had got a separate LAN card for it. Which is an option. But yes, I will also download the LAN drivers. once these have downloaded, remember, put them in the folder if you're taking them to a different machine, or if you're installing them on this one. I'll show you in the next steps of the guide once they have all downloaded. Okay, so all the drivers are done downloading. The graphics, the sound, and the network. To start, I will install the graphics driver, because as you saw here, the device manager, which I forgot to mention earlier. To get this, you would just type your device manager in your start menu. So as you can see here, it currently says there is some sort of issue with my VGA graphics adapter. I basically don't actually have one, or I'm not using it. But anyway, yeah, so we'll try to get rid of this error by installing this. Also, a good way of just getting drivers, if you don't want to go through that model number, like, faff, you don't want to look for it, you can just right click the update driver software and ask it to automatically either browse your computer if you already got downloaded, but that you just do it this way, or you can search the internet for them. So we'll start with the Intel VGA 7 MB. Yep. And you click the one there. So this one will be my driver because it's a Windows 7 or Windows 8, and there's a 64 there indicating it's a 64-bit system type. Okay, you click this and then you would run the setup. Now it's very important because application files have a lot of control over your computer, that you have downloaded these files the method I have shown you and you haven't searched VGA graphics adapter into Google, because there are so many issues that can arise from that. So let's just run the setup. The issue with me installing a graphics driver while recording is that I'm not sure how the recording will take it. You exit all programs. I'm not really going to do that right now, but just to avoid issues, yes. Let's not have this. You would read through the license agreement. Yes, you would need to accept it to continue. And more installation information here. Okay, sorry, there's a slight cut there, because, like I said, because I'm installing a new graphics driver, it's very difficult to actually record the screen using my graphics card I already have. So that's not good. But, yeah. Yes, you will most likely want to restart your computer after you finish installing drivers. I can't for two reasons. One, because I need to record the other driver installations, and two, I am not actually currently using this as my main display, because I have a dedicated card, so my onboard graphics really doesn't matter. However, as you can see here in my device manager, I do not have any more errors in my display adapters. So that means you have successfully installed your graphics driver. So next, HD audio. This manages the audio input and output. This, as I've realised, may also interfere with the recording. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me anymore. It's very odd installing drivers on video. Although it is around the same method for each. You would just run the file that says setup. You don't really want to be digging through the folders. So run the setup application. I might need to do another cut. Oh. Also, device driver exes take a long time to load up. I don't know what that's about. Right, so oh god, we got this gorgeous screen here. So this is around the same process. I'm gonna restart my computer right now, although you really should. Okay. Okay, sorry, yeah, I just went to test if you could actually hear me in that last recording as I was reinstalling audio drivers. So it might have disabled the audio input, but it hasn't. Everything is all fine. Next thing, the internet, the network drivers. This is usually the best one to install first if you don't already have it, because it's very difficult to obtain otherwise, as you can't access the internet without it. So let us set up again. These are usually very fast. Now, I am not going to change anything here. Actually, yeah, I'll repair it, just so hopefully it changes nothing. But you shouldn't really install drivers you already have, so yes, I'm doing this just for educational purposes. Alright, brilliant. So I've installed, you obviously wouldn't modify or repair it, you would just install it straight off, although it is very unlikely that you don't already have one of these, unless you're like watching this video on a phone next to a computer. But yeah, you will need to go to a computer that does have internet and install this, or download the driver folder and import it over, because otherwise you won't be able to obtain this. Okay, so that's done. Now there are other ways of installing drivers than just going to the manufacturer's website, although it is the best way. Okay, so what if you wanted a driver for a piece of hardware that was not created by the manufacturers of the motherboard, or is not, you know, you don't need a motherboard driver to run it. There's really one other type of hardware that applies to, and that's dedicated graphics cards. The good thing about graphics cards is their names are very easy to remember, because you already know them. So you would just search the name of your dedicated card. So mine would be a GTX GeForce 1070. And there are two main manufacturers of graphics cards, so if you go to one of two sites, the majority of the time, I can't see why you wouldn't, it would either be a NVIDIA website or an AMD website. So you get a lot of reviews for the cards that you click, but as long as you go to your manufacturer's website, there we are. You would have graphics drivers here, but the best thing to do if you have an NVIDIA card is to actually download a program called GeForce Experience, which I actually already have up. Here we go. This has its own section on drivers. So you can download and install drivers here. It is a much simpler process, but okay, let's do this. So downloading these takes quite a while for me sometimes. While that's going, I will try and find these drivers on the actual manufacturer's website, so you don't have to download this application, although it is the best way for NVIDIA drivers. The best thing to do while you're on the NVIDIA website is to click drivers up here. It's just a nice big tab, and you really have to know your system specs here as well. You select your language and your operating system, your graphics card. So it's a GeForce 10 series, GeForce, yes, and then you start search. Or you can also run auto detection of your graphics card, which is super useful if you don't want to go through all the finding the numbers. There are loads of game ready drivers here as well that you can choose to download, any of which, such as even some from last year. But yes, also this would automatically install after the download is complete. And I don't want this recording to be messed up due to this driver being installed. Although the chances are, if you're watching this, you will just need the standard VGA graphics driver. Yeah, okay, so thank you very much. I've covered all three of these. My name has been Mantis Riggies. Thank you very much for watching.